So there's been some more interesting developments going on with the Charlie Kirk thing about people searching prior to Kirk's assassination. They've been searching things here in Utah. Tyler's name. They searched the pilot who owned the plane that the transponder went off on, things like that. We're not going to show all of this. It's just way too much. But they searched the Tipanogos Hospital, the hospital that Charlie was taken to. The surgeon who worked there. They also searched the medical examiner, Utah State medical examiner gal. Things like that. It's very interesting. So I want to show this real quick, and then we'll get into the podcast here. But this is James Lee. What this is about here.
I'm about to show you a set of coincidences for you to ponder.
And we love coincidences.
For my safety and your safety, please do not come to any conclusions. Deal? Cool. This is Tyler James Robinson, the alleged shooter of Charlie Kirk, who a lot of us now know by name. But according to Google Trends, somebody, maybe multiple, in the DC metro area was searching for Tyler James Robinson one day before the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Okay, you see this big spike over here? That's on September 12th.
How would they know that?
Yeah, why?
Nobody knew his name until 2 days later after the assassination. But one day before, somebody's typing in Tyler James Robinson. Anybody else weirded out a little bit? Listen more.
12th, that's when we all found out through the news who he was and started Googling his name. But the small spike on September 9th, that's kind of weird, don't you think? Now, what about the Losi Center, the building where Tyler Robinson allegedly shot Charlie Kirk from? Well, again, for some reason, a small number of people in the Washington, D.C. area was Googling Losi Center 2 days prior to Charlie Kirk's assassination, September 8th, 2025.
Does that seem a little strange to you as well?
Yeah, I could see if Turning Point's team was doing like recon of that area because he was going to go, making sure like his security team.
But where are they from though? Where?
That's exactly where I was going. But they wouldn't have done it from DC. They would have done it from
Arizona.
Yeah.
It's a excellent point there, Sherlock. Or should I say Watson? I don't know. I don't know. But no, that's an excellent point. Why DC? I mean, unless they have people, okay, benefit of the doubt, they've got Turning Point staff in DC. Benefit of the doubt.
We can give them that one for now.
We'll give them for that for now.
Let's see how these coincidences coincide.
Oh. You stop it with that wordplay, buddy.
See that? See what I did there?
What is that all about? Once again, this is when we all heard about it, and some group of people over here 2 days prior was, just having fun Googling Losi Center. Now, what about a Mauser 98? You've heard of that? Well, evidently there was pretty much no interest in the Mauser 98 until August 27th, when somebody, once again, in DC was like, I am curious about the Mauser 98. Once again, to reiterate, these are all just coincidences. And since this information has gone viral, people are now reporting that all of that data has now been scrubbed. And so this is what it looks like now. Nothing to see here.
And I can kind of confirm that, and we'll kind of show some of that stuff here in a little bit. But isn't that interesting?
It's convenient, that's for sure.
Coincidental? Maybe.
No. Not at all.
Not at all. Well, we're going to get into a lot of this stuff and a little bit more because this is just getting weirder and weirder and stranger things. And so we want to talk about that a little bit more. So welcome to the Root Barn Podcast, everyone. Let's get into this now. Okay, my goodness, what the hell is going on? How are you doing? Is it my buddy Rude right here?
That's the Rude.
The Rude. I am the Barn. Welcome to the Rude Barn Podcast, y'all. Real quick, get this done and out of the way real fast here. We have a little Etsy store that we like to kind of put out there for everyone to check out because the sale of some of our stuff really kind of helps get the show going. And we got some new stuff out there. We got a bunch of sweatshirts. Now it's getting colder. So most people. We got the rude bat. We got the bat guano loco. You're a little batshit crazy, dude. So, and the old bat and guano happens. We got some Marilyn Monroe sweatshirts, t-shirts, question everything sweatshirt. I just put that up there. We had it only on the t-shirts before. Now we got it on sweatshirts. So check that out. All proceeds go to help the show grow. And we don't really make that much on the whole thing anyway, but please check that out. We appreciate it. Plus, like, subscribe, share, and subscribe and share mostly, and then like the video, and then please comment anytime you see something and let us know what you think. So here we go, buddy. We've got some interesting things that are occurring that just seem way, way out of the ordinary and completely off base on what should really be happening in logically with this whole Kirk assassination. And specifically, we're talking a couple people here. A couple things. One, Phil Lyman, the former gubernatorial candidate for the governor of Utah, who happens to own, his family happens to own the property kind of right around UVU, has been at the Kirk event. Was interviewed after. There's a lot of weird things about what he says, contradictions and things like that. We'll show a few of those. But first, we're going to get into what the hell is going on with all these Google searches. And I don't know if you've seen this or not. We're going to show you what is going on with all these Google searches for like Tyler Robinson before anybody knew it was Tyler's, who he was the day before, a couple days before. I think there was somewhere there was like months before, like June, July, they were looking at this stuff. So it's really strange. And why don't we jump right in? Why don't we jump right in and get this one out? This is James Lee. He's actually done some pretty good investigative stuff on this, reporting and podcasting on this. And he also tags Candace because she's got some stuff. She's a little wacko sometimes, but there's some times that she has some really good stuff. Take a good look. Something's big going to happen tomorrow. Something big's going to happen, whatever. And yeah, really interesting stuff. So let's listen to James here for a minute, and then we'll interject here and there.
Ask you a question. When was the first time you heard the name Tyler Robinson or the Losi Center, a Mauser 98? For me, and I assume many of you, it was in the days and weeks after Charlie Kirk's tragic assassination on September 10th. And you better believe I've been doing some Googling since then, right? Who is Tyler? What are the access points to the Losi Center rooftop? What kind of damage can a 30-06 caliber bullet do?
A lot of damage right there.
What if I told you somebody, maybe multiple somebodies, were searching those terms before September 10th? What do you think about that?
Before the shooting. Well, there's Washington, D.C. at 11 a.m., the day before the Charlie Kirk shooting. And you'll see here where the news finally broke that it was, in fact, Tyler James Robinson. But notice that. That's weird. That's weird.
That is weird, I gotta say. Why would anybody be searching the name Tyler James Robinson one day before he allegedly assassinated Charlie Kirk? The data point is just a tiny blip, but it's there. Tyler James Robinson, right? A name that nobody knew of prior.
I did that same search. It's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And
I did it.
What's that?
I did it too. As we were.
Did you just do it now?
For this episode.
And you started in September 7th and then went beyond, whatever. And then same information he had in the thing.
Yep. Nothing there.
Nothing there. The spike is there on September 10th and 11th or whatever, right?
Yeah, but no,
the blip is gone.
Yeah, the blip is gone.
Check it yourself, people. Go in, pause the video, put all the information exactly in as the screen, and look for it. You're not going to see it. I did it, and I have some screenshots up if we, kind of get to it later, because we're going to actually show the video of the gentleman that he's referring this video to. This Baron Coleman, I think is his last name. But he kind of goes through and disseminates some of the information out of there. And I went and just was following along, and the blips are not there prior anymore. They have disappeared. So what they were able to catch good on them, because that kind of shows it was there.
Well, that's kind of the thing. I mean, that stuff doesn't just disappear. So
It shouldn't. Yeah.
you leave, and anybody leaves a digital footprint. Anytime you're online, anytime your IP address is used to Google something or to DuckDuckGo something, whatever, and whatever websites you go to or anything like that, you leave a digital footprint.
Oh, yeah.
And so for those to be gone, folks, I don't know, like some of you may not understand this, or and maybe I'm preaching to the choir here, also, but at the same time, we have to all remember that we leave a digital footprint, and so if it's not there anymore, then what does that tell you?
Right.
Then somebody had to physically go in and remove it. And I think that, kind of our point behind all this, before we get too deep into it, me and Barn have had our questions about this whole thing from the very beginning, from the day it happened.
Yep.
We were texting each other for hours the day it happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, that's kind of fishy. That's kind of, and this was the day that it happened.
Oh yeah.
And now, everything that we were suspicious about, everything that didn't sound right to us, everything that just kind of felt like 2 + 2 is 6, is all coming true now. It's all
coming out in a wash now.
Coming out. Like almost every single thing that we've talked about. There's a couple things that we've talked about that haven't come out, but $10 says within the next 2 weeks, Barn, it's going to come out.
There's going to be something. And we may be wrong about some of these as well, but still, we're questionable. But we haven't been yet, really.
Yeah, we're like I said, we're kind of batting 1,000 on Charlie, but yeah, continue. Sorry.
Yeah,
had to get that out.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Prior to September 12th, 2 days after the shooting, when the media told us who Tyler James Robinson was, right, a supposed 22-year-old leftist who hated Charlie Kirk. So what does that little Google trend blip mean? Well, I did some research using Google Gemini, and they say Google Trends, what it does is normalize search interest to the region you select. The formula is search interest equals total searches in the region and time divided by total searches for the term. So when you look at things from a nationwide context, the total number of searches is enormous. The small handful of searches for Tyler James Robinson on September 9th is so tiny, a fraction of all the U.S. searches, that it gets rounded down to 0. But then when you zoom in a D.C. context, if you filter for the District of Columbia, the total search volume is much, much smaller. So if a few searches for Tyler James Robinson on September 9th originated in the D.C. area, then this handful of searches becomes a significant enough proportion of all DC searches on that day to register a value of 18 out of 100. Then it says, and this part is critical, quote, the fact that the searches are localized to DC, a city synonymous with the federal government, intelligence, national media, and political organizations, strongly shifts the interpretation away from random noise or perpetrator checking his own name from an ambiguous anomaly into a strong potential signal of pre-event institutional knowledge or activity. That is interesting. And to be clear, I'm not coming to any conclusions myself just yet, but that is how Google is interpreting its own trends data. But
okay, so I have a couple of these screenshots up. Rather than taking him off the screen for a minute, I'm just going to kind of tell you, and you can do your own searches. So I went down to Tyler James Robinson under Google Trends. So trends.google.com will get you there, and then you type in the search area or the name. So Tyler James Robinson, make sure you spell it correctly. And then what I did is I followed along, and I did like Washington, D.C., Hagerstown, or something, whatever that is. I can't read it because it gets cut off. And the searches are from 9/7/25 to 10/17/25, just like he has in this video from Barron. Now, the Washington, D.C., I don't see any blips anymore. Even when you zoom in from the United States down to Washington, D.C., I see nothing. It's all zeros now. There's not even that little blip that shows 1. Then I zoomed in even farther and I did District of Columbia. Same thing. There are no blips anymore. The first thing that shows up under Tyler James Robinson was October 4th and October 5th, 98 from 0. Now, why is District of Columbia only coming up on, I don't know, October 5th? Nobody in District of Columbia searched for Tyler James Robinson, according to this, on September 10th or 11th, the day after the assassination.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that not showing up in my Google Trends? And please take a screenshot if you have a different Google search trend screenshot that actually shows something. Mine is not. And I have everything in here I think that he has, and it's not showing up. So something is amiss or a mister. And I think that there's some weird shit going on. So do a little of that yourself. And if you have a screenshot that actually does show it, that's not been photoshopped or anything like that, please send that our way, because I'm not seeing it right now. So interesting stuff. Let's move on.
Hold up for a second. Strap in, buckle up, whatever you need to do, because there is actually so much more weirdness to come. So if you remember, in the immediate hours after the shooting, people online were posting about this private jet that supposedly
we
took
talked
off
about this
shortly
too.
after
Yep.
the assassination from Provo, Utah, which is 12 minutes away from the university, because for some reason the transponder of that plane had turned off after takeoff. Tail number of that airplane is 9888 KG, which they later told us the transponder specifically turned off because it flew over an area where planes frequently lose contact. Okay, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But
bullshit. I call bullshit.
In 888 KG, November 888 Kilo Golf. And you can see here where the news breaks about the plane.
Type this in, see if you can see it.
The evening of September 10th, the evening after the shooting, you can see the news break here about the plane, and everybody starts rushing to look at it as they come across it on their Facebook and Twitter feeds and all this. But what is that in Utah?
once again, September 9th, one day before the shooting, there is a blip. Why?
See, and you can see it's alive because he's able to go across and it changes the date as he scrolls across the timeline there. So that's not a screenshot, photoshopped thing or anything like that. So yeah, he's talking about that. So are you looking at the same information, brother?
We don't know. But of course,
No, N88.
N888 KG, I believe. Yep, there it is. N88 KG.
KG.
And the transponder should always be functioning, always should be working. The fact that there's a dead spot is a bunch of bullshit. That would get that fixed immediately, because you have to be able to track the planes, especially once they're taking off or landing at your freaking airport. While you're looking, I'll play a little bit more what he's talking about here.
they're telling us there's nothing to see here. Don't look any further. So let's be good little boys and girls and move on.
This is probably the wildest search that I was able to do. September 8th.
Did you find it?
Yep, and I am going to do this.
There, let me remove that one. Bring this one up. Okay. All right. So here's the one you're talking about. And you're live on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go. This is the search that I just did. Just as we were speaking.
Okay.
And this is the 11th and the 12th. There's nothing before that, all the way back to July 17th.
And was that United States or is that DC or
That's
Washington?
United States. Yeah.
Okay. So if you focus in on Washington, DC, Hagerstown or Hager, whatever it is.
Maryland.
Try Maryland.
There you go.
Or Virginia, one of the two.
Washington, D.C., Hagerstrom.
Okay, and that is not the plane. Are you doing N88 KG?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got his screen up. Let me just pop this back up for a second. Okay, so this is N88 KG. You can see it up in here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
September, what's that day? 9th, 2 p.m. He's showing a blip, and you're showing a blip. Let me see. No, you're not showing a
No,
blip.
I'm not showing a blip.
All right, 1 second. Let me.
On the 9th, there is no blip.
And you're live
Right
on
there.
that. There's no blip, dude.
There's no blip right there.
Okay. Where did the
There-
blip go, y'all? Somebody want to let us
yeah.
know where that blip might have gone?
On
In
the
the
9th,
comments?
there's no blip. On the 10th, that's when it starts. And then it spikes to 100 on the 11th. And then it goes back down to 0 on the 12th.
Which I find highly doubtful, especially when, let me remove it, bring the other one up. Look at all this action over here. Look at all
Yeah,
this.
look at all the action on his. Yeah.
What you have this one right here, and this one even angles off and then comes down. Yours is just a triangle, straight up and down.
Yeah, it's a spike and a crash from the 11th to 12th.
Now type in
Oh.
Utah. Look, he has Utah right here.
He has Utah.
That's probably the difference.
Okay.
That's probably the difference from September 7th through whenever. Type in Utah, and then let's see
No.
what pops up.
Exactly the same.
You're shitting me.
Exactly the same, dude.
Anybody
NAK.
can explain that?
Utah. That's exactly.
His is live as well. He can scroll around, and that date will change over wherever he's sliding across the thing. Yeah, just like that.
I'm doing this live right now. That's the 9th. That's the 10th.
Wow.
The spike happens the 11th, and it dips down, and it goes completely silent on the 12th.
It's flat, yeah.
But this is all the way. This goes all the way to today.
Because this, the one he's showing on here is September 9th is right here. And then this is like September 10th and 11th right in here. I can't do it because I'm not live on his. He has all this activity up until the 12th. And then it drops off to nothing. Like, okay, we have 2 days of people searching the plane. And that was it. Whereas yours, same Utah. I don't know how much more we can zoom in and be different or the same as what he's got other than what we're doing.
The only other thing is he has these are lowercase. KG, the N and the KG are lowercase.
It shouldn't make a difference, but
it should not make a difference.
nope,
Bam.
and it doesn't.
Exactly the same thing.
Okay.
There's
That's El
another.
Bizarro.
Yeah.
El Bizarro. I want you to. Okay. So here we are here. And yeah, so yours is not showing this activity. Yours is just showing that one thing. Bizarre. Let's move on a little bit more with him and see this. Then I have some more stuff to show.
Tall.
Once again, September 9th, one day before the shooting, there is a blip. Why? We don't know. But of course,
no
they're
blip
telling
anymore.
us there's nothing to see here. Don't look any further. So let's be good little boys and girls and move on.
This is probably the wildest search that I was able to do. September 8th. You can see here where the shooting breaks. 3 p.m. He's shot. By 4 p.m.
All right, curious. Let's do that. You want to look up Losi Center and then Washington D.C. Time, the dates September 7th.
LOSSEE.
LOSEE. 1 S, 2 E's, center. And I want to show that this is not an anomaly, that it just wasn't that search. It's this one as well, that we're not getting the information coming across.
And did he have it in DC?
Washington, D.C. Yep. I can't tell if it's Maryland because it dots out because it's too short.
Yeah, I'll just take Maryland.
I mean, you can try Virginia as well, and I don't think you're going to get anything any different either.
There was a search.
Yeah, because this is interesting, but to show everybody that this is not just a one-time thing that was going on. This is happening with it, and this is what you're getting. Nothing. What date is? I can't see it on the smaller screen. What date is your spike?
This is on July 24th.
Huh. Okay. Do a search only through past 7 days. So for him, that would have been a month ago. So September 7th through today, I guess. Whoa, wait, what?
There you go. That's the past 30 days.
The past 30, I would do a little bit more.
Go to past 90 days. That's where I had it at.
Okay. Do a custom date at the bottom of that search and then just do September 7th through today. What is today? The 17th of October.
So you want me to go?
Yep. September 7th.
September 7th through today.
Yeah. Might as well, because sometimes it doesn't give you enough. Oh, isn't that interesting?
There you go.
People.
That's live right now.
That is live right now.
That is it. Friday, October 17th, 1616.
Yeah. And for those who don't speak 24-hour time,
sorry.
That's 4 p.m.
Yes, 4:16 p.m.
Yeah, right.
My bad.
Oh, that's okay. No, it's this is fascinating. Okay, this is interesting. And you have Washington D.C. LoC Center from September 7th on. Nothing. Where did it go?
It just disappeared, I guess.
Wow, dude. Okay. So see, this is even from a month ago. Things have changed. This makes it even more bizarre.
Everybody on the planet is searching LoC Center, including people in the Washington, D.C. metro area. But I saw this blip and thought, why? Why on September 8th, 2 days before the shooting, is someone searching the LoC Center?
I am right there with you, brother.
Yeah.
Why?
So are we.
LoC Center, specifically the rooftop of the LoC Center, is, of course, the location at Utah Valley University where Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk from, allegedly. And somebody in D.C. was doing a search a couple days beforehand at the LoC Center, I guess maybe just to get a lay of the land there, if you catch my drift. Wink, wink. Okay, but let's take a pause. Let's be skeptical.
Yeah, I wish I had that crystal ball. But I would put it to good use, like, betting on the horses or stock market or
Yeah.
or the World Series or something.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just saying,
like Biff.
For a second, because we should always be skeptical. And I'm throwing myself into that category. You should be skeptical of what I'm saying. Do your own research. That's always the smart thing to do. And in this case, we have to ask, how do we know this dude isn't just faking the results, right? That's something that we need to consider for sure.
So we're wondering because it's
well,
not there now.
He knew some of us would probably be thinking that because it's kind of a crazy thing that he's sharing. And this guy's name is Baron Coleman. Actually, let's just do a quick sidebar about him. I did a little dig just to see who he was because he really didn't have very many videos on YouTube. So I wanted to see if he had an online footprint. And it turns out he does, and that he is a former radio host at News Talk 93.1 WACV, which is a radio station in Alabama. So
that's the Huntsville.
At the very least,
he's been doing.
Didn't just pop out of nowhere. And I want to give props to his great research. And in this next clip, he actually does an interesting live search for everyone to see.
Let's try it.
Yeah.
Mauser 98. Lots the last couple days. You'll see that. Lots of interest the last couple days. Let's go the last 7 days. See? But let's exclude some time, shall we? Let's just do this just for this. I've not done this one, by the way. We're going to have to go back in time, and we're going to have to do it from before the shooting. So let's exclude it to September 9th. And so let's just do a national one. Let's do a month. Let's do April 10 to November 9.
He meant August.
And let's just see. I don't know what this is going to show. It might show nothing or not enough information. I do not want to be like Geraldo, ripping open the safe, expecting to see great things. I don't know what this is going to show. Okay, so this is interesting. Over the United States, in the month leading up, there was no interest in Mauser 98s until August 31st. And then there was a blip, and we really got a good hit on September 7th, 3 days before the shooting.
That's
so
interesting.
let's change the jurisdiction here. Let's do it in the District of Columbia. Again, not making any guarantees, but there is a hit right there, Mauser 98 on August 27th, 2025, and it's the only time in the month that it was searched.
Mauser 98, a rifle that the feds
pretty
tell us
specific.
is powerful, vintage, and hard to trace. And in this case, someone in DC was very interested in old, vintage, hard to trace rifles just a couple weeks before the Charlie Kirk assassination. Not before, not really after. Y'all know the phrase, once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. Well, this is now 4 different coincidences, so I think you guys know what I'm getting at here. Full disclosure,
Not sure
I
what he's
did
getting
try
at, but
to
okay.
replicate these search trends, but I could not. The searches would come up empty like this.
Yes, thank you.
So then
That's
I
what
went to Twitter to
happened.
check
You
out
guys
the
saw it right
chatter, and
here,
a lot of people were
right
saying
now.
that after his video was released and it kind of went viral, the trends results had been since scrubbed. Google, they would never manipulate algorithms to
No,
change
not
your
Google.
search results, would they? Anyway, officially, Google says that any such manual intervention is extremely rare and would only happen indirectly. It would not be an admin going in and quote
Of
unquote
course.
scrubbing a trend line. Instead, it would involve a successful legal or policy request to remove.
I totally believe Google. Why would you not believe
yeah.
Google?
Oh yeah.
Highly improbable, but technically not impossible. No shit.
No shit.
Oh my god. I mean, dude. And then he just said it, and I hadn't watched the whole thing. I just watched part of it and parts of it so I can kind of get some clips out of it. But he just said the same thing. People have been trying to search, and they haven't been able. We showed this here, one little blip, and it was, not what all the extra lines. I mean, something weird is happening. I'm going to move you around because there we are. Now we're not the barn rude, we're the rude barn. So that looks a little bit better. So that's weird. What's going on there? Now this is the next video. This is the one I also want to kind of show, and I may have to edit this together just because I haven't had a chance to tap everything out of here. But this talks about the one country very interested in Charlie Kirk's autopsy weeks before he died. I am not sure what the hell that is all about, but what in the hell is going on with this?
Fact number 1. The hospital where Charlie Kirk was pronounced dead is called Tipanogos Regional Hospital
Tipanogos.
in Orem, Utah. Fact number 2, as of the recording of this video, the bullet that fatally struck Charlie Kirk has not been identified, and the autopsy carried out under Utah's chief medical examiner, Dr. Deidre Almaro, remember that name, has also not yet been publicly released. Fact 3, this is a controversial fact, but one I believe to be true. Charlie Kirk did not have an exit wound. This next part I don't quite believe, but the surgeon's remarks were that the bullet absolutely should have gone through, but that Charlie's bone was so healthy and the density was so impressive that he's like a man of steel.
Is there anyone out there who thought that was true? Did these douchebags really think saying that people would believe? Oh, I guess there's a lot of idiots out there, aren't there?
That blew me away. I mean,
who in their right mind thinks that's true?
Not with a caliber like that. Like if it, even a hollow point. I mean, a hollow point. A hollow point of that caliber still would have exploded.
Done more damage.
More damage. The only thing that wouldn't have made an exit wound is like a 22.
Right. Maybe a 9mm.
Like I don't even know. Maybe a 9, dude. I don't
even know about a 9. Yeah.
I mean, that okay. If it was, I could give them that. If they confirm the gun or the weapon was a 9mm and there was no exit wound, I could say, okay, very unlikely, but okay, I'll give them
possibility, that. Right?
However, with that caliber 30-06 caliber bullet, like they're trying to feed us full, there's no way. There's no way there wouldn't have been an exit wound. There's no way.
No, but did you see they did a test and shot through quarter to half, no, about quarter-inch steel plate. The bullet went right, that hole right through it.
Oh, I did not see that.
You haven't seen that? Oh my God.
No.
I'll have to see if I can find one and I'll put it up in here. But it went right through a straight hole. Didn't even do it. Now I didn't see the shot. I just saw the aftermath. So I just saw the little, sheet of metal and then the hole through it. So I'm assuming that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
So if it can do that with a quarter-inch or whatever it was, thick steel plate, Charlie's neck don't have no chance, brother. I mean, you can break your arm playing basketball, hitting somebody, all that type of thing. You can break your ribs doing so. I mean, come on. They think we're freaking stupid. Man of Steel, my ass. Come on. Give me a break.
Now, we don't know yet which surgeon made those claims, but here's a list of a few surgeons that I could verify through publicly available records that are affiliated with Tipanogos Regional Hospital. We have Dr. Stephen Nealman, Dr. Robert Patterson, Dr. Lee Trotter, and Dr. Lee Patterson. Now, here comes the coincidences. According to Google Trends, someone, maybe multiple, was searching Tipanogos Regional Hospital from an IP address originating in Israel, enough to cause this spike about a month before he...
I'm sorry, where? Israel?
Yeah.
Can anyone explain? And it shows 100. So there's a lot of searches. I mean, because I think there's more percentage than it is actual numbers. Why in Israel? Between the week of the 10th through 16th of August, a month before, where there's so many searches for Tipanogos Hospital Regional. How would they know Tipanogos Regional Hospital in Israel unless you were from here and went there and then search it from there?
But why would you?
But why would you? There's so many. I mean, you would already kind of know. I mean, we basically kind of know about it living around here. I've never been to it, but
I know it's there.
Yeah. This makes absolutely no sense. So from Israel, okay, let's hear a little bit more what he has to say, because it gets just crazier.
Died. That is bizarre, isn't it? A bizarre coincidence, I have to say. But remember, we're not drawing any conclusions. We're only making observations. But wait, there's more.
And so I wondered who the medical examiner was there in Utah. And I looked her up. She's a woman named Deidre Amaro. And she was looked up, but this time not in the District of Columbia, but in Israel, which I thought was very strange. June 30th of 2025. Somebody with an IP address originating in Israel decided they were...
Okay, I have to ask the question, because that's what we do here at the Rude Barn podcast. We are always asking questions, questioning everything. How did he, Baron Coleman, know to look up this from Israel? Was it from a tie from something before? Did he do a worldwide search just out of curiosity? And some of these many searches he did and saw a small blip from Israel and then zoomed in? How did he know to check from Israel? Or you just assume it because of the whole Israel connection with pro-Israel Charlie Kirk stuff and all that? I mean,
I would probably say that's probably the reason.
Inquiring minds would just like to know. I mean, if that's the case, then that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's a question.
There's still questions.
Still a question. Why did you come up with Israel? Oh, yeah, because Charlie's pro-Israel thing, and then they showed he was pissed off with the donors. The donors backed out, and then he didn't want to do the pro-Israel stuff, and that's why that's why they may have been the ones who did this. Maybe not. I don't know. So
very interested in Deidre Amaro.
Indeed, an interesting coincidence. Finding out that our...
But why would you want to know Deidre Amaro? Do you want to know if she's compromised and could be paid off?
Yeah, there's no reason why you would want. Why?
Yeah,
there's no
making no sense. You know,
but that's been scrubbed.
Oh,
already.
You just did that search on there as well, huh?
That search, and that's scrubbed.
Oh, do show us real quick.
This is from 8/10.
Okay. So the day it happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'll have to
So
bring
I
your...
even refreshed. Yeah. So I'm sharing. Yeah, you can pop that up. Yeah,
There it is. Nut nutty.
Scrubbed. And
Nuttin'.
and that name, I had Googled the who.
Oh, I did too. Want me
Yeah, I
to
had
bring that up?
Googled her. Yeah, I had Googled her earlier, and I just copied and pasted the name off of Google. So I believe that is the correct spelling of her name.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is too. I'm going to
And
play a little bit more.
That's from Isreal. My search.
Oh, yeah, and that's what his search was too. And
Mhm.
there's nothing there now, and it did have a spike on August 10th or whatever it was. I will bring up a few things because I wanted to know who Deidre Amaro is. She just became the state medical examiner here in Utah a couple months ago, something like that. So we're going to go through that real quick after this because it's very interesting. Why would you need to know the name of the medical examiner here in Utah if you're searching from Israel or DC or you know what I'm saying?
Greatest
does that?
ally, TM, was not only interested in Tipanogos Regional Hospital, but also very interested in finding out more about Dr. Deidre Almaro, the head medical examiner of the state of Utah. And those were not the only searches that our good friend Baron Coleman found.
Yeah, I'm going to look at a
Stephen
couple more, and then
Nealman,
we'll come back.
July 18th, 2025. This was out of our friends on the other side of the planet over there. Very curious about the surgeons in Utah, you'll find out. Robert Patterson, MD.
Why? Why were they doing
July 23 and 24. I go to the next one. Lee Trotter, someone with an IP address originating in Israel. Looking up surgeon Lee Trotter.
You can tell it was
Near about
legit. He
that same
found
July
these legitimately.
time
Now they're
period.
scrubbed.
Are there other surgeons in the area? Yeah, as a matter of fact, there is. There's a guy named Lee Patterson. So I look up Lee Patterson. Somebody with an IP address originating in Israel
Past 90 days.
in the week of July 20, that week on either side of July 20, was very interested in all the people who practice surgery at Tipanogos Regional Hospital in Orem, Utah.
Once again, great work by Baron. A lot of interesting coincidences to just think about, just to ponder, no conclusions. Now, I checked with Google Gemini just to see how it would interpret these data points, and it came back with two different scenarios. The first of which they say is the strongest interpretation, non-organic, targeted activity. Okay, they say that the most probable and
People searching
logical
in
interpretation,
general. Okay.
given the nature of the data, is that the search spikes were caused by non-organic activity, likely originating from a small or a very small number of users. Okay, they say
Like
it could
a
be for
conspiratorial
reconnaissance
group of
or verification, quote, a small group or even
assassins.
a single individual, potentially someone involved in or aware of the planning of the assassination, was using Google to conduct online reconnaissance or verification of the medical and administrative elements associated with the intended location of the attack or the immediate aftermath. The second is what they're calling a remote interpretation, extraordinary coincidence, highly unlikely. They say that this interpretation relies on an extremely improbable string of coincidences, quote, a separate, unrelated medical event, okay? A prominent individual in Israel, a relative or a close contact, was scheduled to be admitted to or had an existing legal or medical dispute with the exact same specific niche regional hospital in Utah, the head medical examiner.
Yeah, highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
Do me a favor, Barn. I don't have a Facebook. Would you mind just to entertain me here? Because this
just humor
podcast
you.
is for entertainment purposes only, and just
Absolutely.
for shits and giggles. And would you? I don't have a Facebook, so would you mind seeing if Deirdre has a Facebook profile?
Yeah, I will double check that right now. Here is her profile when I just Google who is the Utah State Coroner, or actually it should be the medical examiner, who is Deirdre Amaro, and I copied and pasted. Dr. Deirdre Amaro is Chief Medical Examiner for Boone and Callaway counties. This is prior, and has also been appointed as the state's medical examiner in Utah. She is a quadruple board certified pathologist. Quadruple board certified, by the way.
Quadruple.
Not triple, not double board certified.
She is smart.
Quadruple.
Smart cookie there.
Yeah. And a focus on public health and the role of medical. Overview of Amaro is she's the current medical examiner in Utah, having taken over the position in June 2024, a few months ago. She succeeded Eric Christensen, yada, 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 after 16 years. Quadruple board once again. You got to make sure they put that in there. Oversees a staff about 50. Investigates deaths that are sudden, unexpected, violent, or suspicious. So she would be the person to buy off. I mean, to examine the body and get the coroner and the autopsy report done, right? I mean, or buy off. One of the two. Is she compromised? I don't know. So I did a little more searching. And I asked Chet GPT, who is Deirdre Amaro. She's chief medical examiner. She's quadruple board. Again, pathology, neurology, and clinical pathology. Her medical degree is from Sidney Kimmel Medical College at Thomas Jefferson University. I believe that's in Philly. And she also worked at University of Missouri in Columbia. She's completed fellowships in forensic pathology and all that. So what I did, and prior to Utah, she worked at there. Her role involves overseeing investigations and deaths that are sudden expected, blah, blah, blah. Everything we just mentioned. One of her interests in data from the death investigations to inform public health interventions. What's killing people in communities, her leadership, yada, yada, yada. Academically, she's, phenomenal, just the smartest person in the world, apparently. Right. All of that. Who are we to, question? That's right. We're the Rude Barn. We thought I'd look up this Sidney Kimmel Medical College, part of the Thomas Jefferson University, established in 1824, and is known for its focus on educating future medical leaders. So I thought I would check out, for example, was she a member of World Economic Forum? No, she was not. Luckily, that's the case, because I would be like, oh my God, here we go. And she's not a member. Nothing that ties with Isreal or anything like that I noticed either. They offer programs, MD, joint degree programs, continuing education, yada, yada. You have to be smart. You have to have a 3.5 or above to get into this institution. Your MCAT needs to be 500 or more, 510, I should say. Acceptance rate into this, Sidney Kimmel Medical College. Only 20 to 25% of applicants are accepted. I mean, you got to be top of your game, top of your class, everything like that. So she apparently has a lot of those credentials. She is a member of the College of American Pathologists. Once again, apparently, I didn't know this, quadruple board certified. Who knew? Let's see. She's primarily known for her role as state's medical examiner in Utah. But I didn't see anything else, because I did ask Chet if she was a part of any other organizations. If you like, I could dig deeper on her research publications and her prior roles. Would you like me to?
No.
Yes.
Just
just looking. Yes, just to see that it's live. This is what Chet is finding out for us right now. Here's a deeper look at her real quick. Training and credentials. She's got her MD from the Sidney Kimmel. She completed residency, University of California, San Diego. Undertook fellowships in forensic pathology in San Diego. Board certified in 4 specialties, thus the quadruple certification. Affiliations, prior work, public, Chatham County Forensics. She became research publication focus. You can go and you can just look her up in chat. Chat will tell you all you need to know. So anyway, what else were you going to mention?
But here's something that's interesting. And I just kind of went down a little rabbit hole of my own while we were listening to some of this stuff. Remember the book that was put on Amazon called "The Shooting of Charlie Kirk"?
Yes, the day after or something like that.
No, it was the day before.
Or day before, yeah, day before.
It got put on Amazon the day before, and they said it's not true. An Amazon spokesperson told Lead Stories. Now, this is an article on Yahoo News from another publication called Lead Stories, and mind you, And this was written by Alexis Chirizic. I don't know. It's very, very, very hard to pronounce that last name. Anyway, but this was published like Friday, September 12th. Okay, so this was the day after. And it says, it's not true, an Amazon spokesperson told Lead Stories. The title was published in the late afternoon on September 10th, and the date of September 9th that appeared on the website for the book was a technical issue. An AI text detector concluded that it was 92.8% likely the book description was written by artificial intelligence.
Which could have been done in 10 minutes.
But why would it?
But who would have? Somebody would have had to put that in there
Somebody
and
would have had to
prompted
load it. Yeah, somebody
the AI to do it.
it that day. Again,
Oh my God.
There's digital feet print. You know what I mean?
Princes. Yeah.
But here's something that's also interesting. Is I just went on to Amazon and typed in The Shooting of Charlie Kirk book by Anastasia J. Casey. And
did you look her up?
Guess what comes up?
Antifa.
No results for your search query. So
she doesn't exist. She's a made up fake name as well.
That book doesn't exist, or she's fake, or I don't know. It says in that article that she has no other publications. And
she's a fake person, a fake AI person.
Yeah.
Fake author made by a fake AI. Everything's fake AI.
So yeah, it said 92.8% likely the whole thing was generated by AI. So then this is okay. So you're telling me that somebody went in to Amazon as this fake. So AI doesn't just do stuff on its own. I mean, sometimes it does, but it either has to be prompted or programmed, right?
Right.
So if somebody would have had to been sitting back, prompting AI, and making up this fake person and fake fake book, and then they sent it to Amazon and said, "Hey, will you, posing, I guess, as a real person or a real publisher, saying, okay, can you load this for me? Can we do this?" Doesn't Amazon have like fact checkers or like legit checkers, like or like a two-person authentication type thing?
I mean,
right?
I would think so.
You would think, right? If I'm going to go,
I mean, I don't know for sure. Somebody let us know in the comments if they do, because I don't know, but I would imagine they do.
So then, even if,
or is it all AI fact checkers now?
I don't know. That's the thing. Okay. Well, so it goes through AI fact checker, and AI fact checker fails it, right? And it gets put up there.
Yeah.
So even if there is AI involved, it still would have had to been approved by a manager. You know what I mean?
So that they don't put inappropriate content out there.
Exactly.
Yet this is the most inappropriate content, especially the timing of it. Now would be different. It's been a month or so, and you could probably, get it up there or something like that. But like the day of or the day after,
the day before,
or day before, very suspicious.
It's very suspicious.
Yeah. Here is the only thing on Facebook that I can find, and it's not her page. She doesn't have a page on Facebook. Deirdre. This is the Utah Medical Examiner's thing, and this is it. But this is all she has. That's it. So, I mean...
yeah, I mean, I saw on Instagram, she went on a podcast called like Women in Cool Jobs or something like that. And it's unfortunately it's not on YouTube. It doesn't look like, but it's on all the rest of the podcasts. So if you want to, friends out there listening, if you want to do a little bit a deeper dive on her, feel free,
Yeah.
and comment back and let us know what you think. We just don't have enough time to fully deep dive on her because we got some other things to get into. But it's very interesting.
Interesting that they would search her out from Israel and all of this. So yeah, and Losi Center and a few other things, all from Israel, even from DC or other places, searching things out prior to Kirk's assassination. And Tyler James Robinson, and I mean, it's bizarre. So we touched upon Phil Lyman a little bit before. Last podcast we did on the Kirk stuff was we were talking about Phil, how his family owns a lot of the property right around the Utah Valley University there, UVU.
Mm-hmm.
And he is also part of that house where the gun was dropped, apparently, supposedly, the Mauser 98 and all of that. So that's kind of coincidental, don't you think? And so he's been really, I mean, I liked him before and I hoped he was governor before Cox. And now I'm sitting here like, oh, thank God. I don't know. And I maybe jumped to conclusions, but there's some really weird stuff going on with him. And we're going to show a few of these little videos of interviews and other things like that show where he was around. He was filming. He had his phone out, standing behind Charlie on his back on his left shoulder, filming at some point. He was interviewed by somebody, and he also was had his phone up being interviewing, but he wasn't an interviewer. Somebody else was sitting there, and you hear a lady go, 3, 2, 1, go. And then this kid goes into his round. Oh my God, I saw the thing. And it was like, okay, was that scripted? I mean, and Phil Lyman's right there as well, filming it on his phone. A lot of weird shit. So we're going to show a couple of these and then we'll wrap this up for now. But God, dude, I'm telling you, days upon days upon days of podcasting we can do on this. Still never come. But we wanted to get a few things out, and these two particular things, the searches and Phil Lyman's strange involvement. Let's listen to this interview or this Instagram post here.
Hi guys, Dad, we are outside the student life enrollment center.
It's hard to hear. I apologize.
There's people running again? Are you sure? They escorted us this way. From some of the kids who were right there.
Running. There are a bunch of them.
Yes, the cops are showing up.
Yes, the cops are showing up. Are you sure people are?
Yeah, they're escorting, pushing everybody out. Did you guys see what happened?
How are you?
Did you see what happened, Phil?
No.
He didn't see it, and then he laughed.
Then he laughs.
Okay, does that seem weird to anybody else?
Did you see his body language?
Yeah.
And why would you wait that long to answer? Like, that's like the dramatic pause.
Right.
But that was
Trying to
natural.
find a good excuse.
That's what I was going to say. But that was a natural pause because he was trying to think of an excuse.
Yeah. It's weird. Here's a little bit more. I mean, now supposedly he had been involved with Charlie, known Charlie, all that stuff. I'm sorry, dude, if you got shot and killed right in front of me, and you're a friend of mine, I've known you for a while. I don't think I'd be kind of chuckling in an interview. I don't think I'd be like, what the F just happened here? What the hell's going on? All this stuff and trying to, figure out but this, he's just like, did you see what happened? No.
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck is going on with that? Really bizarre.
I'm going to go walk out. Yeah. The cops might tell you to talking to the other way.
Yeah, so if you read above, you can kind of see what they're saying. Or something here yet. Anyway, that one goes on. Let me show a couple more because there are just more weird. I'm trying to show all the shorter ones, the shorts and stuff. So this one's a good one. This is interesting. This is my Black Scout survival guy who, it's not mine, but I watch a lot of his stuff. He's got some good stuff he's been talking about as well. But listen to what he's got, because this is interesting too.
Phil Lyman for governor. His own campaign website. If you go under endorsements, you're going to find somebody's name there within an endorsement. says, rare to find a more caring man with uncompromising goals
Who?
to make Utah great for generations than Phil Lyman. He needs our support. George Zinn. George Zinn. Why hasn't law enforcement addressed this connection? Because the optics right now, political campaign endorsement crossing over with an open assassination, look like theater. Now, a week later, George Zinn gets hit with CSAM, gets arrested. Classic move. Stephen Paddock's brother got hit with the same. Maybe a tactic to shut him up because he was like, my brother didn't do this. There's no way possible, right? It's going to blow your mind.
And he's talking about child porn. He got caught for, so nobody can interview him anymore. This George Zinn guy who dropped his pants, who was standing up, not like the other guy, with the beard and the long hair, that douchebag who's telling USA, mocking that whole thing. This guy, drops his pants. Oh, I shot him, allowing whoever it was to escape. This is another one. This is showing Candace, who, again, occasionally has some good stuff.
This wasn't the work of one lone gunman, but part of a larger plan and maybe even a setup from the start, and Candace isn't the only one digging into this mess. She's teamed up, sort of, with Phil Lyman, the Utah gubernatorial candidate who's suddenly way too involved in the investigation. He's been making bold statements, holding pressers, and throwing himself into the spotlight, which has everyone whispering, why is a politician this invested? Owens claims Phil's nephew, Shaner Barrick, played a shockingly crucial role in the case. Apparently, he retraced the shooter's path, mapped it out, and handed over his findings to the media, meaning he practically shaped how everyone saw the entire timeline. But then things take a seriously weird turn. At first, Phil proudly called Shaner his nephew, but out of nowhere he changes his tune, suddenly insisting Shaner's just a distant cousin. Like, what? Why the backpedal now, especially after everything went public? Even it could prove.
Well, at least that's not a little weird. I mean, and normally, without the context of the assassination and everything like that, that probably would be just something like, okay, that's kind of weird. But in the context of the assassination, that's effing weird.
It's too weird to not raise red flags,
Yeah.
Or to raise ears or something, because it's just
to raise something. The flag.
Yeah.
Weird
is weird. We don't believe in coincidences.
Nope.
But then when this stuff starts to happen, in the midst of something like this, it's just, it's obviously food for conspiracy, but at the same time, why would you even put yourself in that vulnerable of a position?
If he's involved, you just brought up an excellent point. If he's involved, why is your face out there? Wouldn't you just be like, I'm going to go back into the background behind the big curtain? I'm going to stay in the shadows. This makes no sense whatsoever. It's really weird. Here's another one where this guy talks about a lot of stuff, including the LYMAN thing, I believe, which is why I have it in here. So let's check his little thing out.
And all roads lead back to grandmother's house. The first shooter sighting, the last shooter sighting, and the weapon is recovered there.
Yeah, talking grandmother's house. That's that 683 house we were talking about, where the Mauser 98 was mysteriously dropped in the backyard of next to the ROTC house that we talked about before. And all that land is owned by Phil Lyman's family, grandma's family, grandma's house, right? That's what he's talking about.
Was that grandma's house? Does anybody live in that house? Did we find out if anyone lived in that house?
It was a corporate house. It's corporate 683 corporation that is the only one in the country, or one of a couple, that deals with Russia and banned substances such as uranium, things like that.
Yeah, we did a deep dive a couple shows ago. Go check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I didn't know whether we found out if anyone lived there or if it was just a corporate house.
Maybe he's just calling it grandma's house, but it's a family member's house, a property, something.
Sure.
I think is.
Yeah.
Let's hear some more.
There's pictures of him and Shaner at Phil Lyman's grandma's place afterwards.
And let's not forget that the media is not allowed to tell us about the civil war that's going on in Utah in the Republican Party between the Reagan caucus and the MAGAs. and they have it out for each other. On one hand, you could say, oh, Phil Lyman, what are you doing? Your family provided all of the surveillance footage. The weapon was found on their property, and you're speaking about this a lot. And you didn't see anything? You didn't notice anything?
You said that in that footage is your driveway, and you parked there at 11:30 a.m. We know this footage that you're looking at was taken at 11:49 a.m. So you would have been on that street, that driveway, 19 minutes.
Right across. Yeah, it's not my driveway; it's my aunt's driveway. Parking lot was very full. He's walking in front of my aunt's house there right now, and my cousin's house is the driveway that is taking that photo. And my
It's a whole family affair, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like,
jeez, it's
like
all
Happy
still.
Valley.
Wow, yeah,
It's like they're in
TRV,
Happy
the gray
Valley.
CRV
yeah.
in the distance there that is my car. I parked there probably 10 minutes before he walked by, and
On the other hand,
Is that another coincidence? That just, I mean, well, I guess if it's that's him, that's my car. Hey, Phil, I'm your attorney. Shut the fuck up.
Right? Like, dude, you are literally just like 1 foot after another in this fucking swamp.
Yeah,
like
I'm
you
your
are fucking
counsel.
up
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm your counsel. Shut the fuck up. Just trying to help you, buddy. I mean, Jesus.
and you could say, why is this person lurking around Phil Lyman's properties, getting caught on all their cameras and disposing of the weapon with the inscribed casings on that property? Most people agree that the damage to Charlie Kirk was not consistent with the 30-06. So why was that weapon planted there?
Apparently they are looking for another suspect. Maybe another suspect has not been apprehended, and they're
Well, she nailed it.
actively searching.
Why would a weapon that wasn't used be planted on Phil Lyman's aunt's property where he parked his car and went back later that day? Why would a weapon be planted there with Groyper-esque inscriptions?
Another question. Because that's what we do.
Yeah.
The cops were searching the backyard for the weapon. Is that not considered like a crime scene potential evidence gathering situation that you want to put crime scene tape around and keep people out of and not allow? Where was there? I don't know because I haven't seen the footage, and maybe there was.
You know what, Mark? I think there's a shortage of crime scene tape.
I can go to the dollar store and get a lot of that crime scene tape for my Halloween decorations right now. They can maybe get some of that.
You get crate paper. Come on, guys.
I mean, hell, this is the most open, most contaminating, potentially contaminating crime scenes, plural, I've ever seen in my entire life for a high-profile execution.
What bothers me is, I mean, I hate playing sides like this, but if it was somebody of importance on the other side, in mainstream media, they would be yelling and
turning over every stone and
flipping over cars and setting them on
cities.
fire.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, but I digress.
Come out loud
about how sloppy this investigation has gone.
Oh my God! Yeah, they would be like, "Oh my God, this is the worst." Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would be shaking down the walls on mainstream media about how sloppy this was. And do you
funny
notice,
we don't
though,
hear that? Yeah,
we're not hearing that.
Yeah,
we're not hearing that at all.
Crickets. Silence is deafening.
Yeah.
On the casings.
thing. I do not believe that 30-06 that they showed recovered in the bushes was ever on the roof. I think it was in the bushes to start with.
It could be to associate him with the Groypers, but the Groypers also want to cause chaos. So it could just be the Groypers did this and want to cause chaos. We don't know.
We talked about the Groypers. Didn't we look up the Groypers before? What that was?
I think so, yeah.
I think we did that last one. Let me play a little bit more. You look that up again so we can remind people who the Groypers were. They're not spelling it correctly in the little closed captioning here, but the Groypers, I think it was, yeah.
Now, I agree when you write on a bullet, catch this
fascist, which is also a gamer thing.
He may have been part of that group for whom Charlie Kirk was not right-wing enough.
You mean the Groypers? Yes. I mean, so that would.
That you're sure he's not that?
I'm not sure.
Or Groyper Army, a group of Christian nationalists, white nationalist people loosely defined as followers, fans, or associates of Nick Fuentes. I think we all know who that is.
Oh, yeah.
They are named after a variant of Pepe the Frog, internet meme. They attempted to introduce their politics into mainstream conservatism in the United States by various means and participated in January 6th.
Suspects right there.
They're calling him homophobic, nativist, fascist, sexist, anti-Semitic, Islamophobic. Wow. All right.
Okay.
I hope I don't get flagged for looking them up.
No, we're just looking things up. So, yeah, that's kind of weird. So, there's a couple seconds left of this.
That he's not
that. A minute ago, you were sure.
Well, if you think about it, unaliving Charlie Kirk and framing Phil Lyman would kill two birds with one stone if you had a problem with certain things that these people were saying. Now, who really would benefit from this?
You have called that something's happening. That if this is more than just killing a Kirk. There was more to it. There's a lot more behind the scenes of that.
Yeah,
So,
I wouldn't say Groyper though, because
no.
If anything, they would have been supporting Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's views.
Right, exactly. So here's this guy again, and he asks another quick question about Phil, and we just kind of want to end it here pretty soon about this because it is just strange, and I don't know if Phil is involved, and I'm not accusing him of anything, and I don't know what he's involved with beyond that he ran for governor here. I never knew who he was before this, before that, I should say. It is interesting that I think his whole family owns that property all around there, that the houses all in that neighborhood that the Robinson kid was walking by in the video and all that. I think it's very odd, very strange, very coincidental, but I don't know.
What it is.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is really going on. So let's listen to him. He's got a little extra tidbit here about what Phil Lyman is saying that's contradicting what Phil Lyman was saying.
Lyman saying that the suspect in the Charlie Kirk shooting jumped off the roof and then got into a car with another person and drove away. When the FBI is saying that he ran into the wooded area, when there is no wooded area, there's just properties.
We've got video. He came off the roof. He walked up. He came up here to the parking lot, got in the car with an individual, and they drove away. Well, that's not the story that came. So that he escaped another route, and there are people who are coordinating this thing.
And again, we don't even know if that's Robinson, the kid there. Who is this guy that jumped off the roof? First of all, we don't know. And if you think you know, good on you, but you're probably wrong.
Yeah, I mean, let's have a debate in the comments. Like, if you
can prove that's him,
what you think?
Please do. Yeah.
We love to have discussions.
Love to hear it. I would love to hear it, and I'll put it on there, and I'll give you full credit for it. Oh, you were able to find out who this killer. You're the only person who found out who this guy was who jumped off the roof.
Yeah.
Thank you for cracking that one, and I'll give you full credit.
I'd love to hear it.
Absolutely.
I do not believe that 30-06 that they showed recovered in the bushes was ever on the roof. I think it was in the bushes to start with.
This is not to say that there are no questions for Phil Lyman. I mean, he walked the entire path of the shooter that day. But he's gone on shows to say, that's my cousin's house, that's my aunt's house. He's being transparent. Doesn't look like he's hiding anything.
True.
But I do think the video that we've seen does support Phil Lyman's version because he does jump off the roof and run up to the street, but he doesn't run across the street. He stands there like he's waiting for the bus. But the real question is, if that video, the part that we don't see, if he does get in a car with someone and drives away, why the hell is the FBI even searching the backyards of those houses across the street?
And why don't we see that? It's like James Lee was showing, and I didn't show his other video where he talked about it. It's like, why is it that when we see the video of him running across the roof behind that building and then jumping off, we only see him once he's kind of behind the building and running? Why aren't we seeing the video that's 10, 15, 20 seconds before that? And why are we not seeing the video 10, 15, 20 seconds after, he's standing on the road, either waiting for a car or waiting to cross the street to drop the weapon in the backyard. Why are we not seeing? Why is it cut off and start at those particular moments? What happened before? What happened right after?
Well, my thing is though too. It's so. This is so Looney Tunes esque.
It's getting very comical. Yes,
it really is. And I'm not. I'm not making fun of the the incident.
Right.
Right. As a whole, I am wildly poking fun at the detective work that's going on here and the bullshit they are trying to feed us about this. Especially, Barn, you make a great point because what did they have? Over 100, did they say? High resolution security cameras.
Yeah.
All around this campus.
At least 1080p. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
why are we seeing 220p?
Yeah. Why are we seeing 980p? Number
98.
one.
Yeah. Why are we seeing 8p? Yeah. I mean,
and then why are we seeing the full video?
Yeah.
And I can answer it. Teacher, pick me.
Yes,
pick
you
me.
in the back.
It's because it doesn't fit their narrative that they're trying to tell us. And here's another thing. Even if that kid had a rifle and jumped off the roof, or that person or whatever, which they didn't.
Right.
But even if they did have something like that and then got into a car with somebody, who in their right mind would take that rifle and say, "Oh, look, there's somebody's property over there. Let's go throw this in the trees over there."
Yeah. With my fingerprints probably on it. Yeah.
With my fingerprints all over the towel that I wrapped around it, and I'm gonna leave some shells here with some messages,
phrases and sayings.
You had all that shit. There's businesses around there. What do businesses have? Businesses have dumpsters,
ring doorbell cameras on houses as well, just like we saw the TMZ footage.
Yeah, exactly.
There's my car. Oh, thanks, Phil.
Wouldn't
Hey,
you
shut the fuck up as your counsel. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Wouldn't you throw something like that into a dumpster? Or wouldn't you just throw it in the get somewhere, get to a park, throw it in the trunk, and then say, "Let's go south"? And
throw it in the trunk of the car. Yeah. Drive 2 hours south, throw it in the dumpster somewhere,
or bury it in the desert.
Truck stop. Yeah.
I mean, that's, I don't know. And that's what I say. Why I say this.
But he's a 4.0 student, dude. He's smart.
Yeah. And apparently he'd been planning this for a while.
Oh, absolutely.
But didn't plan the getaway or to take the weapon with him?
I plan everything up until the getaway point because I don't want to worry about, getting away. Nobody will catch me. I've planned it so well all up until that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's a little bit more of this and then we'll move on.
Why would they think a rifle that they found there had anything to do with this crime? Why isn't there a bolo for that car? Why isn't the year, make, and model out on that car? And then why isn't Candace asking him this question? What kind of car did he get in? Which direction did it drive in? Because that's going to get us to the answers, right? Instead, she's putting this guy on the defense because she keeps implicating everyone in his family. Like, are we trying to get to the truth or not?
I sometimes wonder, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie Kirk was one of her best friends, Candace's.
Yeah, and I think maybe she was just digging down the wrong hole, and when you're doing interviews like that, sometimes it's easy to get off track. So I can understand this guy's question about why isn't she asking him some of these other questions that seem a little bit more important, not to the deep down conspiracy, but it's to what happened, on the surface. Because we find out what happens on the surface, then we can call bullshit, and then start figuring out what's really going on. You know what I mean? Because this is the sloppiest detective work I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, no, this is pretty pathetic. So here's one last thing from News Nation. This is Elizabeth Vargas, who's interviewing Phil Lyman. Again, I'm not trying to accuse him of anything. I'm just showing that there's a lot of inconsistencies on what he's doing and saying. and not being real smart if he is involved, which makes me think, well, maybe he's not, because he's really just trying to be, hey, that was my car. Yeah, I was there and I did this and this is where I was and that and you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't me.
Yeah. Does he think that by saying this stuff, he's like protecting a alibi or something, or
Or is he
building
protecting somebody else? And is he the other George Zinn? I'm the shooter. Or hey, it wasn't, I mean, but in this way, in this scenario. So I don't know. It's really weird. So I just want to put this out there, and then we'll wrap this up so we can move on, because we're beating a dead horse at this point.
Utah State Representative Phil Lyman. Phil, great to have you here. Just want to get your reaction to the death of Charlie Kirk. You just seen him.
Yeah, well,
before.
I'm happy that last clip brings a smile, because I was standing next to that gentleman, and he said, "You know Charlie Kirk?" And I said, "I do." And he said, can I get a hat? And so I yelled to Charlie and said, "Charlie, over here." And he came over and he handed that hat, and you could see the look on his face. So, and then I sat and watched Charlie interacting with the crowd, and it was an amazing thing. I've known him.
Yeah, because this was like just after. It was a month ago. So this was just after the shooting.
For a long time. Been a huge admirer. He's about the age of some of my kids, so he's much younger than I am. But I did speak to him just before, just before
by a
he
couple
took the
years.
stage, and was glad to be there. And just as this is the first time really that I've sat down to kind of talk about some of this stuff. It's just been such a busy day. I walked up top. I had to go meet some people, so I was down there when he started talking. I thought, I'm going to go up top and meet some of the.
Yeah, what's the context? He's saying I got to go up there and meet people. Is this just after the shooting, or just before the shooting, or just after he talked to Charlie? I think that's what it was. Just after he talked to Charlie, now I got to go up and meet some other people and kind of be away from the stray bullets that might be flying your way. Oh, wait. I mean, he doesn't know that, right?
No, apparently not.
Right. I apologize for making some sort of assumption. I didn't mean to. Just entertainment. That's all we're talking about here. Just,
the people. So I got clear up on top, and I was just coming around the corner, walking into one of the buildings, and I heard a loud bang that I thought was right behind me. And I turned around, looked at the girl that was there, and she was kind of looking stunned, like, what was that? And I'm looking at her, and then see a little bit of commotion. I realized right then it's a gunshot. So I ran out. The people running into the building, I ran out to see who it was. I'm thinking this is a lot of kids out here, and then a few minutes later, then the police were running, saying, "Did anybody see? Did anybody see?" I think it was on the roof above me. I really is the only thing I could figure, because it's like it had to have been very, very close to where I'm standing, and in hindsight, I think it was probably above me on the roof. But
Governor Spencer Cox just called this a.
So he's saying he thinks it was above him on the roof.
Oh. Interesting.
Maybe he's recalling it. It's like, oh yeah, that probably was. I mean, just being innocent, maybe. That's, benefit, doubt, right there.
Well, yeah. That's another thing. Like, what you have videos on your phone of that day. Yeah. Mind handing those over?
Yeah. All those people, everyone who was filming out there, who was filming the question being asked by that Hunter Kozak kid. That suspicious little, person.
SOB. Yeah.
Where is all because everybody's phone, not everybody, a ton of people have phone. Why don't you guys turn your footage over to somebody, to some maybe independent organization, because the news media is going to quash those and delete that shit that they get from you. So send it out to independent news, or like us, maybe. So we can be the exclusive on this one and show the video footage.
Yeah.
Or somebody more prominent, like even Candace. Send it to her. Or other people, Dave Rubin, or, Alex Jones. I mean, somebody who can put it out there and just be legit and say, hey, we have footage from some of the people and they hadn't handed over their video footage, but they've got some interesting shit. Here it is. Yeah. So here's a little more.
He said, I don't care what his politics were, meaning Charlie Kirk, he was an American.
I mean, Charlie Kirk is Charlie Kirk. He is a force of nature,
Very
all on his own.
Phil.
beautiful, beautiful family, beautiful American, the American dream. I listened to something he said just a few nights ago. This is what we want. We want our kids to grow up in a neighborhood with a house, with friends, where they can ride their bike till sundown. And those things were kind of on my mind as I was driving up.
Yeah, where your aunt lives across the street, and then your mom is over here, and then your house is right here, and then your brother's house is right next door. Oh wait, is that the neighborhood he's talking about? I can't remember. Yeah.
This morning, then when I saw him, he just reaffirmed that with all the college kids and the reception there. So I mean, we like to look at these things in a political space, but the truth is he's just a good person. He's just a good Christian person who loves America and loves his family and is not afraid to stand up and fight. And I've loved his posts. My kids are about his age, and some of them are just loyal Charlie Kirk followers. My daughter sent me a tweet, just in the last hour that brought tears to my eyes because it really affected her. She's a young mother, and so it's tough. It's tough to watch a family lose a dad.
He was, he was on this campus to do his signature, debate that he does with students.
Prove me wrong.
Right, Prove Me Wrong. My sons are big fans of all the clips of Prove Me Wrongs because it's two people matching wits and settling their differences by talking. And this is what.
And most people civilly disagreeing. There's some whack jobs that were really idiots and just disrespectful to a human being, in this case, Charlie, when they were debating him because they just had to get their point out because Charlie is evil. Anyone on the right is evil. We are all fascists and Nazis and Hitler, and we are going to destroy their lives. So we must all be eliminated from their space.
Yeah, because it doesn't fit the narrative, and it's because
they are right and we're wrong.
Yeah, and if you don't give me what we want, then someone's gonna pay the price.
Then we throw a tantrum. So anyway, I was just kind of trying to find a little bit more of his odd behavior right after his good friend was just assassinated, and just seems odd, but people grieve differently. And sometimes you just handle it differently. So benefit of the doubt. And again, I don't know if there's really anything where Phil was involved in any way. I think maybe if anything, it's more of an indirect involvement, like this whole uranium deal with that house, 683 house. And that goes a lot bigger, but why were there searches coming from Isreal looking up, Tipanogos Regional Hospital and all the surgeons, the state medical examiner gal, Deirdre, what the hell is her name again? Amaro. And why were there searches from DC and all that for Losi Center and UVU days prior, all this? It's just really weird. And then why are the Google Trends searches scrubbed? We showed you live looking up the same information, the same places, the same time frames of everything, and it's not what he was showing. And I'm not saying his stuff was wrong because it was live as well. You can see it. It is now scrubbed. What's going on there?
Even the Deirdre Amaro searches are scrubbed.
Yeah. All of this stuff is scrubbed. And look it up for yourself. See if you can find some more stuff on things that happened prior, because we're not seeing anything that happened prior. No little blips, no little 1% of the people finding anything anymore. Those little spikes that they had, they're not there anymore.
Yeah,
something's weird with that. I'm sorry.
And the little trends.google.com, it's a really easy little interface to work with. So it's not like you have to be a rocket surgeon for it. So go in there, check it out for yourself, and see what you can see, and then come back and tell us that shit doesn't add up.
Yeah. So look back at our other Kirk videos as well. I mean, we kind of go through things as the time has progressed and debunking a lot of these things. We said he wasn't the shooter to begin with. There's no way he shot a 30-06 rifle. There's no way he had it. We don't even know if that's him jumping off the roof. Why were they cleaning up the crime scene so So quickly, I guess I did see video or still shots of there were a lot of police that were there very soon after the shooting. But why were people walking through that crime scene so much? Why was there construction done? Weird coincidence of the plane and the transponder turned on. That doesn't happen. There's no blank spot. Sorry, James, or whoever it was that mentioned that. That doesn't happen. I mean, I'm sorry.
No.
Airports have more radio antennas and radar antennas and everything else around them than anywhere else. There are no blind spots around an airport. There cannot be.
Yeah, there can't be.
There cannot be. So that is, and he was given benefit of the doubt, just in case it works. And I'm just saying, there's no way in effing hell that would happen around an airport.
Yeah, you would do federal time if you turned your.
The airport would be the airport would be negligent, and you would put many, many, many lives at risk when you have planes landing and taking off. It's just the way it is. You have it. It's there.
I didn't even know that they could turn off. To be honest with you, I didn't think that you could turn them on and off, but apparently you can. I thought that
without there being like a key going in a switch and you flip up the thing just like you would launch a nuclear weapon or something like that. There's your transponder. They're off. You can't just say, oh, there's a transponder. Click. Yeah.
On, off. Yeah. There's not like
accidentally hit it. Oops. I didn't mean to.
Hit it with my knee. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of strange stuff. These two things, the Phil Lyman thing and the searches are really bizarre that add another twist of conspiracy, really, for this whole thing. And if the FBI doesn't get their shit together, Cash, Dan, love you guys, but you better fucking start getting some shit put together here, because we're all going off on these tangents of weird coincidences that seem to tie together in some way we don't know yet. But there's some really weird shit going on, and everything seems too quick. The crime scene cleanup was too quick. The crime scene investigation was too quick. The prosecution of Tyler James Robinson and trying to put the death penalty to him is going on really, really freaking fast.
Really fast.
And there's way too many questions to say you have it wrapped up. Oh, really? You do? Because we still all have a shit ton of questions that don't add up.
I know. The thing is, it's funny because I don't know how they thought they would have been able to pull the wool over our eyes, because it's not like when JFK got assassinated, right? It's a different time.
There are like 10 cameras around the whole thing at that point, and I exaggerate. There's probably a lot more, but there would have been a ton more nowadays. Everybody,
there are hundreds and
thousands,
and hundreds, thousands even. Yes, and it's just you're not going to get it. You're not getting away with it this time. This is just it's too blatant, and there's too much footage out there for us to accept a rather flimsy narrative, if I must say.
Best, yeah. Jesus. Anyway, there's some weird stuff. So we'll as we find out more crazy ass weird shit about this, we'll bring it back and do some more, because this needs to be talked about and this needs to be said. Check that out. Check our other videos out. Check the first 3 out we've done. But this is bizarre. This thing just doesn't make any more sense a month later than it did the day after or the day of. So we really don't know. We love doing this. We really have a good time getting into this because it's awesome. And then doing some live research is even more fun.
That's super fun.
And all that. So please go check out the rudebarn.etsy.com. We do sell some merch there. We don't make much on it, but anything we do helps pay for, streaming services, helps pay for a little bit, all these little things. Please subscribe, share, like, comment. That all helps, as you guys know. We'd love to do some more, and we appreciate you guys stopping by and checking us out. And what's the last thing they need to do, Rude?
Always, dear God,
please
question. Please, for the love of question everything, gang.
Question it all. Yeah. Thanks so much, and we'll see you on the next one.